In my last video, I talked to you about guides, so you know that you've got them, I've got them, everybody's got them. Well, today I'm going to talk to you briefly about one way you can use them. There's lots of ways that your guides help you every single day. Lots of ways that you can work with them to accomplish your purpose, get what you want, cushion the blow when times get tough. This is just one. And the biggest thing to do here is talk to them. They hear you when you're talking. They hear you when you're thinking. They hear you all of the time. You don't have to always speak it out loud for them to be able to hear you. But you know what? It does help. Why? Because when you're talking in your mind, you go back and forth and back and forth. Say you're wanting to go on a trip. Today you might want to go to Bermuda. Tomorrow you might want to go to Cancun. And who knows, the next day you're thinking about going to Alaska. Well, if you're wanting to go on this trip, your guides and you're flip-flopping back and forth, they don't know how to help you get there. It's that back and forth. So by speaking it out loud, it's at that point it starts to become a reality. You are committing to something. You're committing to that desire, that hope, that dream. And it helps them get some clarity so that they can start putting things in place on the back end. Start pulling their strings, lobbying for you so that you're able to accomplish whatever it is that you want and you desire. I can tell you from my personal experience, I talked to you about my husband and how I put my order in. Well, before I did that, they were sending me everyone in the kitchen sink. And the weekend I met my husband, oh my gosh, I met 5 different men, all varying ages, ranges. We had one that we called Mr. Creepy, everything in between, and it wasn't what I wanted. It wasn't until I put that order in and it was clear that they brought my husband back into the picture. And let me tell you, every single thing on that list, there was a check next to, even when I didn't really like it, and it wasn't exactly what I meant. However, I couldn't argue because they did help me get what it was I desired. So that's another thing when you are thinking, and why it's important to put it into words, is there's that little bit of specificity, because you do want to be specific, because otherwise you might be not quite as clear. If you say someplace warm, you want to go there while it is warm, because they might send you to Buffalo, which has lovely winters, lovely summers, I should say, but they'll send you in the winter, which is lovely as well, but it's not warm then. So be specific, think about what it is, and if you do say it out loud, they'll just have a little bit more clarification. So like I said, this is just one tip for using your guides. And one thing I should remind you, and I do just want to reiterate, even though you may not be hearing them, don't worry about it, because your guides, they always hear you. I hope that answers your question. Keep them coming. Check me out on Facebook, check out my website, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks for listening, and I'll be talking to you again real soon.